Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2019 romance film After. So this is based on a best-selling book series. I don't know the books. I don't know the series. There's 5 movies in this franchise. And I'm curious why they decided to do 5 movies in a franchise instead of just make a TV series. I don't know how that happened. This is a terrible film. It's terrible. It's so hard to watch and care because the main character is doing horrible things. Tessa is doing terrible things. And then the boy she falls in love with, what's his name? It's not Paddington, and it's not Haddington. It's not Harrison. I forget his name. He's so annoying. I forget his name. Girl goes to college. First freshman of college, right? Her boyfriend of high school is moving her in with her mom. He is still a senior in high school, something like that. There's a year age difference between them. So she's in college and he's still in high school, technically. So his name is Noah. They're in love. They've been together since they were 5, all of these things, right? And then she meets this roommate, and the roommate's friend is this Harrison person. His name is not Harrison. Again, I forget his name. It's something like that. We're going to call him Harrison for the time being. And so she is the truth or dared to make out with him or something. She chooses not to. And then he, behind the scenes, is dared, betting wise, to make her fall in love with him and then break her heart and things like that, right? But he doesn't plan on falling in love with her just because it was a dare. It's all predictable. We've seen this 1,000 times. And then, of course, they fall in love. And then, of course, they sleep together. And then, of course, Noah finds out, the boyfriend. And I'm like, well, I'm rooting for the boyfriend. I'm rooting for the ex-boyfriend now. Because how dare you do this to him? He did nothing to you. And because it's been a week away and you get drunk at a party and then you go to this secret lake hideout, and just because this British guy touches your hand and gives you a shirt and you swim together, you're going to make out with him and then sleep together? I'm like, no, it's not character development. That's not how story progresses. How did we jump from A to D? Where was B and C in this? It's dumb. So a lot of the time it reminded me of Harley Quinn and Joker. How they are a horrible, toxic relationship portrayal constantly. We've seen it in cartoons. We've seen it in live action. They are a horrible, toxic relationship, and they should never be getting back together. They break up, they get back together. They break up, they get back together. This couple reminded me so much of them. They break up, they get back together. They break up, they get back together. And then at the end, it's a matter of, well, what happens next? Are they now officially back together after this breakup? What happens next, right? Noah forgives her because, it's life. Things happen and things, and right? And we're supposed to grow. But no, she cheated on you. How dare she? I'm not rooting for the main characters. No, I'm rooting for the secondary characters. So this was not a good film because it's trying to empathize the villain. And some villains are just monsters. There's a perfect Teen Wolf quote, not all monsters do monstrous things, but some monsters do monstrous things. So, this is a prime example of that. I have no sympathy for the monsters doing monstrous things. Not all monsters do monstrous things, but these monsters did monstrous things. No sympathy. So it was very hard watching this film when I have no sympathy towards these main characters. Oh, my heart's breaking. Girl, you did this to yourself. I ain't no sympathetic. No. So I'm very curious how the next 4 films are going to be. We're going to watch it. This reminded me a lot of the, it was an Italian film series on Netflix. It was 3 films. The same concept. The main character was absolutely horrendous. She was a monster who did monstrous things, and I have no sympathy for her. What was it called? Out of My League or something like that? Or Still Out of My League? Or Forever Out of My League? Maybe that was the 3 films. It was horrendous with this main character because she treated the first guy so badly and she treated the second guy so badly, and they're breaking up and back together, and I'm like, I care about these secondary and tertiary characters more. This film is a prime example of this. This After film is a prime example of this. I could care less about the main 2 actors and actresses, Joker and Harley Quinn, because they are awful and toxic and disturbing. I care more about what happens to the other characters. So, After 2019 film. On to the next review. Mahalo.